Get those pom-poms, everyone. Get those pom-poms and wave them in the air, everyone. They just beat the worst team in the National. The Rangers win over the San Jose Sharks 6-1, advancing into a playoff spot for the time being. Sorry, I want to vomit right now. Um, anyway, they advance into a playoff spot for the time being. I do not know how long that will last because teams behind have games in hand. But for the time being, they're in a playoff spot. So yeah, on your way into the live stream, leave a like if you enjoy, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, especially if you're Ranger fans, and turn on your notifications so you know I upload or go live on the channel. Yeah, honestly, you know what? I'll say this. Given the fact that I am so down on this team, and given the fact that uh just the way last night's game went, it feels like it was forever ago already, but with the way last night's game went, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I thought they were going to lose this game going into it. Jonathan Quick has not played in a while, but fair to Jonathan Quick, who was really good in tonight's game, did not get the shutout. But good for Jonathan Quick. You had one goalie that was great. The other one was horrible. Alexander Georgiev, do not miss that one bit. He was absolutely terrible. And he wasn't this bad with the Rangers, but you better score that many goals against Georgiev. I think he might have the worst stats in the National Hockey League. And I will fact check that right now. But I mean, going into it, an 876 save percentage. That is gross. And then I want to see his advanced metrics. He's got the second worst goal save above expected, ahead of Sam Urson, which is actually surprising that Sam Urson is that low rated. But Georgiev with a minus 16 goal save above expected this season to go with his 876 save percentage. He's garbage. You better win this game. And that's what they did. They weren't the prettiest goals. Like, let's call a spade here. But you better score that many goals and you better fire as many shots as they did on net against him. And yeah, that's what they did tonight. I mean, Artemi Panarin gets on the board with 2 goals. The Sharks defense is brutal. They gave Panarin so much time and space on that first goal, especially because he was just wide open right in his wheelhouse to bury that goal. And the second goal, a high shot from or a shot from the high slot that probably I don't know how Georgiev did not save half of these. The worst one was probably the Adam Fox one, the second Adam Fox one that is, which he got to tonight, which was interesting. But where JT Miller gets a bounce off the boards, puts it through his 5-hole, and then Fox just taps it into the back of the net there. That one might have been the worst one, although you could argue the Brodzinski one, which he probably should have had as well. A lot of these goals, man, he should have had, but this is what you should be doing. You should be beating this type of team. You should be beating the Sharks. So, um, the thing that I will say though, because there always has to be a catch with this, is that, and the catch to this is that the Borgen and Miller pair needs to be broken up. That's something that I will not hold back from saying tonight. They need to break that pair up because every time that pair was on the ice, I feel like they were hemmed into their own end. And I think that, I mean, Keandre Miller has not been great lately, and he was responsible for the only goal that the Sharks scored. And I'm annoyed that Jonathan Quick couldn't get that shutout there. And he was just bad all night. Like, it wasn't just the goal. There were times he was just puck watching on rush opportunities, puck watching when passes are going cross crease and he's not breaking them up. He's playing his way out of New York. I could tell you that right now. And then Borgen, he played like garbage too. I mean, he was doing a lot of the same things. That pair needs to be broken up. It absolutely has to. I think you got to put Zach Jones back in next game. I would sit Keandre Miller and put Zach Jones in. Is that going to happen realistically? No. I can tell you that right now. No, it's not going to happen. So, yeah, just a weird game, honestly, because when you really look at it in depth, they didn't allow a lot of shot opportunities, 22 shots on goal. It felt like so many of those were really quality chances, though, to be completely honest with you. And that's why I'm saying Jonathan Quick deserves all of the flowers for tonight's game. And then on the other side, Georgiev deserves the flowers for being as bad as he was. This could have been, and I hate to say this because it is the Sharks. That's who they played. You beat who's in front of you. But like, let's call a spade here. This is a close game against a quality team. At the very least, a close game. But either way, yeah, scored off Georgiev. And now they get to the difficult part of the schedule, the real part of the schedule where the games actually this is a stretch here where obviously just not from point wise, but also just because of again the level of competition tells you if they deserve to be in the playoffs or not. And you know what? Good. Good. They play Minnesota, they play New Jersey, Tampa, all teams above the playoff line. The Flyers, who have been better since they fired Tortorella. The Islanders, who were on a little bit of a heater, have cooled down lately because none of these teams want the last wild card spot, which I'm going to run through that tweet that I saw earlier. I don't even remember who did tweet it, but I want to find it about the team's records that are in the wild card race right now. Here we go. I found it. It was Arthur Staple. The last 10 games of the teams in the hunt here. But they play Carolina, Florida, and Tampa. Those are all legit teams right there. In terms of what I was referring to, though, this tweet from Arthur Staple. Last 10 games for the 5 teams in the East for the playoff hunt. Columbus 3-6-1. Montreal 3-4-3. The Rangers 3-6-1. Now you could up that to 4 wins. But going into tonight, 3-6-1. The Islanders 3-4-3. And then Detroit 3-7-0. None of these teams have any interest in making the playoffs. So, you know what? Maybe there's a world where the Rangers could even win like 2 games and make it with how bad it is. It wouldn't shock me at this rate. I have no clue how this wild card race is going to go. I really have no clue. So, we'll see. We will see. Um yeah. I don't think like the thing is right now, I don't know if they're going to make it because I was crunching the numbers and this is what it's going to be either way no matter who makes it. But the Rangers right now, not that it was tough numbers to crunch, but with 8 games remaining now, they could at max get to 93 points on the season. Let's be real here, they're not doing that. They're not going to win every single game from here on out. So they might make the playoffs, and if they do make it, it is most likely being a sub 90 point team, which is absolutely absurd. But we'll see what happens. There's a lot of teams, like I said, with games in hand. Montreal has 2. Columbus has 2. I was just saying tiebreaker wise, if any of these teams have tiebreakers, but if they win both games in hand, it doesn't matter. The Islanders have 2 games in hand. Detroit has 1 game in hand, which doesn't really mean much, just because even if Detroit wins, they're still below the Rangers in the standings. And then Ottawa has 2 in hand, but they're also so far ahead that that doesn't really matter. So I don't take back what I said yesterday. For tonight, I'm not thrilled personally because I would rather not deal with this crap in the playoffs, to be completely honest with you. But that's just me. That's just me at the very least. But we might not have a choice, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to make it, but we will see. Leave a like, by the way, if you haven't already. Subscribe. Turn on your notifications. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Jay Lewis, thank you for the $5. Keandre Miller ruins quick shutout. Trade Keandre Miller ASAP. At the draft, I'm assuming you mean. Imagine if they had the depth to not play Keandre Miller. Imagine if they had a competent blue line of any sorts. Maybe this team is comfortably in a wild card spot right now. Although, not that their top guys have scored lately outside of tonight. I didn't realize I clinched a spot tonight, Nick. Thank you for telling me that. I had no clue. Thanks for the update, though. Thank you for the $2 to poor Keandre to China. Thank you for the $2. There's a Hack Jones Masterclass. Yeah, they um they absolutely need to move Keandre this offseason. They do. I'm so happy that the bar is now second wild card spot, Rick. You sure got me, man. The bar is second wild card spot with teams with multiple games in hand behind them. Like you would think they clinched a spot tonight. Who would have thought Keandre and Borgen wouldn't have been a good pair? It's bad with them. It is absolutely bad with them. They have to break that up. I don't know what you could do to change it though, just because there's really no answers. Anytime they try to go to Miller and Fox, they break it up. Anytime they go to any of these other pairs, it doesn't go well. So I don't know. I mean, you could break it up, but it doesn't even matter at this point, I guess. Yeah, I was actually still more entertained by watching the Mets pitching staff than I've been entertained from the Rangers, actually. So yes. But I'm glad you're concerned with what entertains me, Rick. I'm very flattered. And yes, we're comparing the Mets 3 games in to the Rangers who are 74 games in. Yes. Apparently. If they're definitely better, then why are they not far ahead in the standings? Why are they not far ahead? Whatever. Doesn't matter who you pair Miller with. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. It really does not matter at this point. I mean, they've tried what? They've tried Fox every now and then, and I know the analytics say that that pair works, but I don't know. Like the thing is that the eye test tells me that when I see that pair together, it tells me they're okay at best. Like, sure, it's better than what they trot Miller out there with, but I mean, it's Adam Fox at the end of the day. He's going to make everyone look good. But they've tried him with Truba. They've tried him with Borgen. Who else have they tried Miller with at this point? I mean, they tried him with Lindgren at points this season as well, just looking at the names right now. Um Schneider obviously has got reps with Keandre Miller. I mean, Schneider Miller was okay at one point. I think more so last season they were okay for a stretch. But this year, I mean, it wasn't even close to the same level. Did they do Miller and Jones together? I'm trying to find that right now, but I don't think they did. I don't think they've done Miller and Jones just because they're both a left shot, and I feel like Jones has been more so buried on that third pair where Miller they insist on him playing top 4 minutes. So I don't think they've ever got time together, but I mean I'm looking right now just to see if I'm wrong here. Um Miller Fox, yeah. Miller Truba, Jones Hayek. I'm going deep into the depth here. Then now I'm like going back to his first season, which I know he spent time with Truba. Oh, Brendan Smith, he played a lot of minutes with that season too. I don't know. Point being, though, it really does not go well no matter who Keandre's paired with. So that tells you something. I just don't think the Rangers should give him that deal that he's asking for, especially too, because apparently he wants a deal that's going to take him right into UFA. I'm sorry, but that's a no. It's absolutely a no, because then you're telling me that they're going to lose Keandre Miller for nothing in a couple of years. Go get something. Go get something right now for him that could help you out. Because to me, that makes no sense on the Rangers end, which is why Chris Drury will do it. But it makes no sense to me to extend Miller right into his UFA years. I don't see how that benefits them in any way. I don't agree with this still because, and I get that everyone says to move Miller as a forward, but he couldn't make the NHL as a forward. I don't know. Like, I don't think he's going to. I don't think it would work out. That's the thing. Susie's not getting flowers. Othman, though, yeah. I mean, Othman definitely deserves praise. Othman was great tonight. And who would have thought? Who would have thought that he would actually put up a couple points when you actually give him a little bit more ice time? Still would like him to get more than 11 minutes and 42 seconds, but who would have thought that he would be effective in games when he's getting more ice time? It's a crazy concept when you actually play your younger talent. Who would have thought? I would like to see him start cracking the 13, 14-minute mark. Give him more shifts. Like, I'm sorry, there's no reason why Vinny Trocheck and Alexei Lafreniere should be getting that many more minutes than Brendan Othman right now. Brendan Othman's looked better than both of them. I just I don't get that at all. Nicholas Aube-Kubel got almost the same amount of ice time, which is nuts. Which Aube-Kubel has actually been fine. I actually have liked Aube-Kubel. I'm not gonna lie to you. But the thing is, like, if they bridge Keandre Miller, they just went down this road. Should they really do it again? That's the only problem here. I just don't think it makes sense to do it again. Who you trade him for? You trade him in a hockey trade. You trade him in a hockey trade, or you get a first like they did for Brady Shea, and you either use the first or you flip the first to go out and get additional help for your roster. That's what you do. But there is no world where the Rangers should extend Keandre Miller to walk into his UFA years. Again, that makes zero sense because you're losing trade value there, and he's not good enough to where come his UFA years. I'm sorry, I don't want them to pay Keandre Miller the contract you know he's going to look for come his UFA years. I'm just not interested in that. Um, let's see. I don't know. Like I see you guys asking about what Miller could fetch. I don't know. I really don't know. This Rangers team's good when they play 18-year-olds. It's a great comment. I mean, yeah, when they play Georgiev and a couple of teenagers. And this is why I advocate trading for him um a lot is he's the only one that has like the most value to where you could actually retool this roster entirely. But I don't know if they're going to. That's the thing. Yeah, I get the concerns with Byram about the injuries and stuff. I think Byram's a better player. That's for damn sure, but I get that. Let's see. 3 games in, Noah, that's how they're doing. It's 3 games in. Uh, it's gonna be the exact opposite from last year. This time in Caps with the President's Cup Rex squeaking with a bad team 4-0 sweep. Could be. It could be that way. I just like I can't do it. I can't mentally do it. I already dread watching these games every single night. Don't ask me for 4 more, man. Don't ask me for 4 more. And that's at least like there it could go 5 or 6 at most. Yeah, this is pretty much it, Brandon. Like that's my stance on it. And even though I don't love the way Panarin has performed in the playoffs here, I appreciate everything he's done for this team, picking the Rangers for less money, being as good as he's been over the regular seasons, and being exciting to watch at the Garden. But at the end of the day, it's probably for the better that they do move him versus potentially losing him in UFA. And on top of that, that's the guy you could get value for. Yeah, but I disagree with this, Richard, because Washington going into that series, that's what I was told, which is why people were telling me Washington might win the series against the Rangers last year, or they might win a couple of games here and there. People were telling me, Washington fans, that is, I should say, Washington fans were telling me, well, we got no pressure. You guys are underestimating us. And we all laughed in their face. We laughed in their damn face. They would do the same thing if we said that. Missed the game. How did the team perform? Make his imagine no effort plus a or knowing this team and make his imagine no effort plus a W is great. But how did they play tonight? They played okay. They played okay. Like I didn't think they were good in the defensive zone. I thought every single chance they allowed, or close to every chance, was high quality. Um, their offense was their offensive production was all right. I mean, they were getting a couple of rush opportunities, but I mean, Georgiev blows. Georgiev absolutely blows. It was okay, but they beat the Sharks. Like they did what they should do. They beat the Sharks. They scored. They lit up the worst goaltender in the league. Thank you for the $5, J. Lewis. Othman has to get power play time. Successful in the AHL on the power play. Yeah, I don't get why. Especially when the power play's as bad as it is, 0 for 2 today. On top of that, I don't get why. Game now. You're not wrong with that part. You're not wrong with the that part about the Astros wins being celebrated. So I just think like it's too early for the baseball banter. Like hit me up, hit me up in July, hit me up in August with the baseball banter. Like it's too early for that. Come on. What are we talking about here? Why is nobody talking um about Vince Dunn so underrated and could be moved? I mean, if he's available, I'd like him. I just don't know if he will be or not. What's his contract looking like? Let's see. I mean, he has 2 years after this one. I don't know if Seattle's gonna move him quite yet. It really depends on the direction Seattle goes in because if they truly blow it up, because we did hear Jared McCann rumors, if they truly decide to blow it up and move McCann and move Dunn and move Eberle and actually go for a full-on rebuild, which would be weird after handing out the contract they did to Chandler Stevenson. If they're doing that, then I mean, yeah, you make the phone call, but I don't know if they're going to. I just don't know if they're going to move him. That's the thing, and I don't get that either. Why Chris Kreider keeps getting his ice time? I've said my piece about Kreider all year. I'm trying to go a Chris Kreiderless episode for tonight. I'm trying to not bring him up in a negative light for one night, just for one night. Sam Rosen better get this Stephen McDonald award. He's got my vote. He's absolutely got my vote. I didn't even vote for anyone this year. Like I don't care. Truthfully, I don't. There is nobody on the team to me that deserves it. I jokingly said Kaliev should, and people took that seriously, of course, which absolutely killed me. But yeah, I don't know. Like, there's no one that I even have interest in voting for. I think the guy that's gonna win it, though, I think Cooley's gonna win it. I think everyone's gonna vote for him just because of what he did in the first half of the season, especially, and how he's, I guess, been the most consistent player on the team. It's either gonna be Cooley or it could be Rempe. Like, let's be real, it could be. Outside of that, I don't know who else would win it. Maybe Panarin has a case. Igor, I don't think is going to win it just because of the way the first half of the season went for him. And the fan base is divided on him at this point. Thank you for the $2, Jay Lewis. Perot starting the playoffs like Kreider did. They apparently want to start him in Hartford, so I don't think we're gonna see. Um, I don't think we're gonna see Gabe Perot in the playoffs if they even get there. They're gonna want, and it's the right decision to start him in Hartford. It looks like they want to start him in Hartford either at the end of uh this season here, or they want to start him in Hartford next year. At least from what I saw. Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, the janitors deserve the award. All right. I'm gonna wrap things up here because it is 2 in the morning and I need a break. I absolutely need a break. If you are interested in baseball content after all the banter and everything, and all the Yankee fans are gonna boo me for saying this, if you do want baseball content and you're a Mets fan, go ahead and check out Mets Central. You can check it out all season long. There's going to be great content there. Just as the content's wrapping up here, similar content over there. So if you're looking for baseball content, you can do it over there. Or if you're a Yankee fan and want to hear me get absolutely livid at points, go ahead and subscribe. Maybe you'll enjoy that, but hopefully I won't have to be mad at most points of the season. So let's hope that's not the case, and hopefully the first 3 games are behind them now and things will be better there. But either way, when it comes to the Rangers, we'll be back on Wednesday? Nice couple days off. Beautiful. See you guys on the next one.